Hello and welcome again to Thashna Walsh Grow to Glow. I am Dr. Thashna Walsh. I am a lifestyle transformational therapist, coach, and mentor. And I am here today to share. And today, my share is a question, not from a client, but from myself. The question is, why are we so afraid to take action? Now, I asked this question because I was one of those people. It was like, I remember when I opened my first business as a chiropractor, and I had been working for someone for a while. And then I decided I was going to move to Canada. One big elaborate thing to leave this job. And, but I believed all of this was what I was doing it for. But then just before moving off to Canada, something changed my mind. It was just a wrong situation, wrong circumstance. I was doing it for all the wrong reasons. And literally 2 days before I was meant to call my box, it had gone to the shipping company. And literally before moving, somebody asked me, "Are you excited?" And I was like, "No, I am not excited at all." And then, long story short, did not go to Canada, lost my, I'd given up my job, given up the house I was in, then end up being homeless for a little while. So the government gave us a little place to stay. Me and my daughter, we had a woman's shelter kind of thing. And I felt like I had hit rock bottom, but it was kind of weird because in that rock bottom, something interesting happened. I felt peace. I didn't have to pay any bills. I didn't have to be accountable to anything or to anyone. I didn't have to go to work. I just had a whole reset. It was a moment of just like, here is a moment to stop and reset. Some people take sabbaticals for this kind of thing, but I went tried it subconsciously in a whole different way. And then I had this part-time job. And my cousin PJ kept saying, "Lisa, come on, man. You're a great chiropractor. You're really good at inspiring people. You need to open your own clinic, open your own clinic." And he kept saying that, saying that, saying that. And one day he came down to where, but actually, this is before the whole Canadian situation and being homeless. He'd come down and we sat down and we talked about this business thing. And I named the business. We sat down and they said, "What are you going to name it?" And the word came out. It was reverence. And so going back to when he kept calling me and saying, "Look, you need to set up this business, set up this business." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I need to set up the business." So right. So we'd gotten another house. So we moved out of this woman's shelter into a flat that we got from the council. And my daughter and I made a home out of it. And I was in town one day and one of my patients bumped into me and she said, "Thashna, you're still here? I thought you were in Canada." And she said, "I will come and lie on your floor. I need your adjustment." And I was like, "Oh my God." So her saying that, I thought it was funny, but at the same time, something inside me shifted, and it was almost like it is the right time. This is the time. So I went and I asked for a loan from a lady, who I call my mom, my English mom in here in England, and she gave me the money for a chiropractic bench, a portable bench. So I bought the bench, and the first person I called was this old patient of mine. And she said, "Yep." And she was there, my first patient. And then I started talking to people about it. And then before I knew it, the place got so busy. There's one person after the other in the door, out the door. I was just like, wow, this is interesting. So I started putting my money together to put a deposit on a private house. And so we moved out of that into a private house. I'm not sure I'm telling the whole of the story, but stop there. It was like, I got into the private house, 3 bedrooms, so we had our own room. Um, And there's a spare room and my room. And then there was also like a living room in the front. Never really used because the kitchen was huge and it had a dining area. So I used that front room as my chiropractic office. And I got so busy and it was wonderful. It was great. It was fun. And and then I tell you this story because when I looked back at my cousin going, you got to take it, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to take action. I remember how I felt. I was like, I can't do this. This is not for me. I'm too, I'm not good enough. Yeah, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. I'm not that great a chiropractor. And I remember it was in that downtime when people started talking to me about who they thought I was. This woman saying, oh, she'll come and lie on my floor for one of my adjustments. When I went to get my adjustments, my boss was saying, you're the best. You're the best of the adjusters in here. And I like getting my adjustments from you. I hope nobody gets jealous by listening to this if they're listening. And he was telling me how amazing I was and I should come back to work for him and da da da. And then I started listening to this podcast as well, which was talking about it's talking about chiropractic, but it was like the spiritual aspect. And then something again lit a fire inside of me. And then I felt like everything was possible. I can do this. I know exactly what I'm doing. And I totally made a complete turnaround in my self belief and turn around. And then that turnaround. And then it was like I started seeing more people. And then I moved from the house that I was into an even better house. And yeah, and it was amazing. People coming in through my front door. I had one guy wandering through my front door, through my kitchen, into my back garden and sat down. And I started getting a little bit freaked out about it, thinking, okay, I got my daughter who's still a teenager. I don't want anybody just wandering upstairs. And so I went back to the old job that I was at. But looking through all of those things, I'm seeing myself taking action after action after action after action. And it was after my downtime that I started looking at myself and start checking in with myself why I was having these feelings of pushing back and not taking action, not going for what what somebody else could, other people were telling me I was capable of. And when I started opening up to the potential, the possibility of actually, yes, being able to run my own practice, being able to be good enough to do what needed to be done, to move to myself to the next level. So from homelessness into a house where I was running a business, and it was successful, and me going back to the job that I was doing before in a better environment, in a better energy, and being even more busy than I've ever had been before. From taking action, from changing my mindset, the action became almost automatic. It became inspired action, which I talk about. So why is it so difficult to take action? It's bottom line, simple, easy peasy. It's because whatever we're trying to take action on, we don't believe in it. We don't believe in ourselves, or we don't believe that we're good enough, which is not believing in yourself. Um, and if you're not believing in yourself, the opportunity cannot present itself in an easy way, which means you have to push yourself out there, which is what I used to do, to push myself out there. If you don't put yourself out there, it's more of a push. It was more of a pushing myself out there. And yes, that could work, because after you've done it and you realize, actually, I've got the potential, I did do it. It was a bit stressful, but I did do it, which means I can do it again in the future. But still, you have to rev up that push to get you out there every time. But when you start changing things from the inside and start recognizing that actually, yes, they're right. I am capable of this. I've got what it takes. And you build that confidence within yourself, then the action comes naturally. The action just happens. You don't even have to tell yourself to get up and do things. I get up every morning and the first thing I do is drink water, do exercise, wash my face, brush my teeth, put my clothes on, and sit at this desk. There's a time I just like work was like the last thing I wanted to do. But this is not like work to me. This is my heart. This is my dream. This is me serving and giving love to people around me and people all over the world. So it's it starts with you. That's why we're afraid to take action. We're afraid to take action because we are afraid of who we are. And until we get to know who we are properly, then we can stop being afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. When you know yourself, you're not afraid. Because when you get to know who you are, especially if you know that, okay, I'm not good enough, then that alone will tell you that you're not good enough. So you're not going to see the fruit. You're going to see not good enough. But if you know yourself enough to say, nope, that's not me. I'm better than this. I know I got it. People are telling me I got it, so it must be true. I also had this when I was um, back in Jamaica as a kid. I was really skinny and scrawny and lanky, and people would call me lanky and mager. Means you're meager, skinny. And I remember one guy telling me, Jamaicans don't like mager women. They find them very ugly. They used to think I was really ugly, and I just wasn't attractive. I used to walk like this until I started doing ballet. And my ballet teacher made me sit up, stand up straight. It's almost like I attracted all the things in my life to get me to where I am. So ballet teacher just came to the school, and she was there for about 5 years. And she recruits, she took me in, and she begged my mom for me to come. She gave me all the gear, the shoes, and the outfits, because my mom couldn't afford to do it. My mom didn't even want me to do it, but she came to my house and my mom allowed me to do it. And then in doing ballet and standing upright, it kind of brought out another version of me. My friends used to say, "You walk like a duck," like a pigeon. My chest was out and my feet were turned out like that all the time when I was walking, because you practiced enough that so you start walking like that. And I remember because of that, then people used to think that, wow, she's tall and skinny. I got recruited into modeling. I got recruited into Miss Jamaica. The whole thing kind of went on and on. And bit by bit, I started seeing more of myself, because people used to say, "Oh, Thashna, you're so pretty. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. You're so pretty. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful." I'm thinking, I don't even know what they're talking about. I did not have a clue. I was just like, so shy. And people like, if you could only see who you are, just see who you are, get to know who you are, you would just like, wow. One guy told me I was wasted. I was wasted, and I should be in some sort of industry where people like me would make lots of money. I was just like, okay. So people are seeing something that I wasn't seeing. And it took me years. I think it was until in my 40s, in my early 40s, when I decided that, I'm telling you my age now because I'm sure you thought I was younger, right? But it was, yeah, during my 40s when I started looking within, start going deep inside myself. Okay. I mean, I'd started the journey of self-discovery, but I still wasn't getting it. But then when I started to go deep, like over the last 10 years, it's been an extreme transformation in me. And then I met Tony Robbins, who was all about massive action. And that again just took me up to another level. But you know what? It all starts with what's going on inside. It's about ripping out all the limiting beliefs, all the things that are saying, that's not possible for me. That's not for me. All the lies we tell ourselves that, I don't like that because you just don't want to fail at it. So you tell yourself a story to keep you over here so you don't have to deal with it. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not sexy enough. I'm not pretty enough. I don't have the right kind of skin or hair, whatever. Bullshit. Okay. It's all bullshit. So stop it, because you are here to make manifest the beauty and the goddess that's inside you. Make manifest the beauty and the goddess inside you. That's what you're here for. What you're here for, which means you have to lovingly go inside yourself and feel out all of those icky feelings and deal with them. I can help you deal with them, because I know sometimes it's not easy to know exactly what to do. and you don't want to spend 20 years going through it. So give me a call and I can give you some ideas, or you can join my coaching program as well if you want to. And get to know who you truly are inside so that you can really see how easy it is to really live life with happiness, in grace, feeling completely fulfilled, knowing you know what the next step is going to be. You know it's going to flow the way you want it to. Everything is happening for your good. You know, life is for you. Ah, I wake up with a song every morning. And this morning I woke up with this song. It's called Happy. It's always one of those Christian gospel songs. And because I kind of grew up in the church, so those are the first songs that come through, or Christmas songs. And this song was called Happy, 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 Happy in the Lord. You know that song? And that's the song I woke up with this morning because that's how I feel. And I always wake up with a song. And my partner sometimes asks me, so which song did you wake up with this morning? Because it's the thing. Um, but yes, when you get to know yourself, you don't have to think about action or what do I have to do. You think, oh my God, what do I get to do this morning? What am I doing this morning? And you are excited about it without being dramatic. You know, you just kind of flow into it. Like this morning, I got up and I had in my mind that, okay, I've got about 4 videos on automatic on YouTube set and scheduled to go through over the next few weeks. And I'm thinking, okay, for the summer, I want to be free because I've got a friend coming over from Jamaica to visit and I want to be free. I don't want to have to worry, but I want to make sure that my viewers have some content, some really good content. So I had started putting the list together of questions that I have been asking myself, that have asked myself, some questions from clients of mine, some questions from some of my members from the Facebook group. And I said, okay, I'm going to answer some more of these questions and put them out here. So that's what I'm doing now. And I got up this morning, I had no idea that's what I was going to do. But here I am. I'm just doing it. And it is just, yeah. But actions start from inside. It's not something you think up and you just go do. It's you have to be the quietness. You know, again, in the Bible, it says, be still and know, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. It's not God out there telling you that. It's God in here telling you that, saying, be still, understand who you are, get to know who you are, the abundant, beautiful being that you are. When you know that, you're not afraid to take action on anything. You're not afraid of anything. And even if it initially scares you, you remind yourself that it's a yes. I wrote this on one of my cards, you know, my stack of cards that I shared with you. My stack of cards says, it's a yes from me, universe. So universe always says yes, always says yes. But the only reason we don't experience the yes in our lives is because we're not in alignment with it. And to get in alignment with it is to get to know ourselves, which means the soul is calling us to heal so that we can be in total alignment with our God self. Okay? So if you're hurting, if you're experiencing unforgiveness, you're experiencing pain, and you're experiencing anything that's holding you back, whether it's from your health, your wealth, your relationships, love for yourself, anything, those are the things that you need to work on. Yeah. And you notice there's a commonality in all of my talks. It's all about working on yourself. Yeah. Because that's what's going to take you to the next level. You can't get there otherwise. Cannot get there and sustain it otherwise. Okay. So what was the question? What was I talking about? It's knowing who you are So the action comes easily, right? I know I say action speaks louder than words. That's just going to come into my mind just now. I'm not even sure exactly why, but words are more powerful. I say actions speak louder than words. That's because people want you to prove themselves. That's a three-dimensional way of thinking. If you are speaking positively, it means that you are feeling positively. Yeah. And if you're feeling positively, it means your thoughts are positive. This is what righteousness is. It's like right thinking, right feeling, right speaking, right doing, right action. Okay. So your words come first. So action, they speak your words. They don't speak louder than words. They speak your words. They speak your feelings. They speak your inner being. They speak your life. Okay. So that just kind of just popped into my head. But I guess that's what's needed to be said. Somebody needed to hear that. So sending you love. And again, please subscribe to my channel. It's really great to have you here. Thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, anything bugging you, anything you're not sure about, anything you don't understand, if you don't want to leave comments here, then find me on Facebook and DM me. My details are everywhere. So you can email me, you can send me a Facebook message, you can send me a message here, and I'm always happy to help, to answer questions, and to support you to a life of elevation, ascension into the being that you came here to be, which is the best version of yourself. Okay? Which that version feels peace, freedom, grace, and joy. And if you're not feeling that, then there's work to do. Okay? And when I say feeling that, if you're not feeling that most of the time, because we can't be there all the time because we have to constantly grow. So even when we get there, we find that there's something that's going to challenge us so we can get to the next level and the next level and the next level after that. So if you want more of that in your life, get in touch with me, book an ignition call. There's a link below this video where you can book a 1 hour call with me. It doesn't have to be an hour. Sometimes it may go over a little bit. Sometimes people have a little bit more that needs in-depth conversation about before we book a call or get off the call. Before booking, a coaching call or get off the call. Well, whatever it is for you, I am here. I'm here to support you. And if you like this video, please share with someone you feel may benefit, or just share with your people, and also give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. Again, stay light. Find the lighter path for yourself and stay there. And if you're not going to stay there, go to the lighter path after that. And if you need some help, you know what to do. Thanks again. Talk soon. Bye.